Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Eric Debonair, Donnell, co-operator at Two Geeks and Nerds Productions, along with my partner in crime,
Black Samurai, also co-owner and operator of Two Geeks and a Nerd Production.
And this will be another episode of the Taste Bud Chronicles or whatnot. If you're not familiar with it, it is our food review. I don't know, it's not a blog or whatever you want to call it. It's just a food review. So before we get started, remember to like, share, and comment on all of our social media pages. Hit the bell to get the notifications once you subscribe. Please subscribe. It helps us out a lot. And you can email us at the number 2geeksandnerdpro@gmail.com. Today we will be discussing Brooklyn Pizza in Mooresville, North Carolina. We're going to talk about their sub and their zucchini fries, which my brother and I had the other day. So let's jump right into it. Brooklyn Pizza is I would say, kind of mom and pop. The one that's up here is owned by individuals. I believe it's a family that's probably literally lives like right around the corner from here or something like that. We've been eating there for some time now, but this time it was my first time having the sub and the zucchini fries because they don't have regular fries. I think they just have zucchini fries, which is a different touch. Nice little healthy option. So we went with the Philly cheesesteak. Both of us did.
Well, I did the Brooklyn. And the difference with the Brooklyn is it has those
the banana peppers.
Yellow banana peppers, and they put pepperoni in it. And they still had the onions, and they have mushrooms. They actually don't have green peppers in theirs. Mm-hmm. And I had the mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, and their basic sub, like the basic sub is like the Philly cheesesteak, obviously, the steak cut thin with, I believe it's provolone cheese and onions. Like, literally, that's it. So, typically, I'm used to a Philly cheesesteak that has the steak, provolone cheese, onions, possibly bell peppers. Even if it ain't bell peppers, definitely grilled onions or sauteed onions with lettuce, tomato, and mayo on it. Theirs does not come with all of that.
And no green peppers.
And no green peppers. It's literally basic. So, for me, as a Philly cheesesteak connoisseur, what I would like to consider myself, because I love Philly cheesesteak.
Well, hold on. Don't forget. You can get your
I'm
lettuce.
I'm going to get into that.
Oh, okay.
So, that's where I'm going.
Okay.
So, again, personally, I'm a Philly cheesesteak connoisseur. So, what I just described as the basics, that's what I expected on it. When I got it, None of that was on there. Like I said, it was literally steak, cheese, and onions. That's their Philly cheesesteak. So, as he was about to say, you can get lettuce, tomato, and mayo and stuff, but you have to ask for it. And not only ask for it, you're paying for it. But what I will say, it's like $1.50. So it's not like a huge increase. The steak, like the sub, was like a 12-inch sub, which it's big, it's long, but unlike a lot of other places, Brooklyn, y'all could have and you should have doubled up on your actual meat. There's a lot of bread to be filled, a lot of bread space. Let me just put it like that. Mm-hmm. Even after I added the lettuce, tomato to it, because I don't think I got any mayo. Didn't get the mayo, but even after I added the lettuce and tomatoes to it, I felt like it still was room for. Now I didn't get mayo. It didn't come on it. There was still room for more meat. Like I'm just saying.
On both of them.
On both of the steaks. On both of our subs. And like for the price, they were like, what, $14?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah, $14,
for a $14 sub, I was kind of expecting a lot more meat. That being said, though, because like, I know this is about Brooklyn's, but I always go to Cheats. When you look at Cheats, they're using prime rib steak, in comparison.
So question before I forget. So to compare the two, is Cheeks a good size or a overeating sandwich? And would you say Brooklyn is maybe, if you don't want to overeat, but maybe still get filled size? Those comparisons.
Brooklyn, you're getting full off of bread. Cheats, you're getting full off the meat. Size-wise. Brooklyn, Cheats, you're getting the meat. Cheats, it is full. You literally, you could almost ask for another 6-inch bun to go with your sub and take some of your meat off of it and make another sandwich. So for me, I'm a little guy, but I like to eat. So, and I love cheesesteak. So for me, it's not overeating because I love to eat cheesesteak. So, but with that being said, I can eat half of a cheese and I can be fine with half of it. Brooklyn, I'm gonna eat the whole sub. It could have been more meat. Plenty of bread. If you like bread and you don't like meat, then get the Brooklyns.
Yeah.
What I will say about the Brooklyn sub was that I noticed that there was this uniquely familiar taste about it. So when we got done eating, I asked them, I was like, well, who made the sub? And they were like, oh, like, they thought something was wrong. No, I asked the guy, I was like, there was a taste, and I was like, what did you cook that steak in? And he said he ended up drizzling some olive oil on the sandwich after he cooked it. Like, I don't know if it was just on the meat or on the bread or whatever, but that olive oil gave it a taste like no other that I've had on a cheesesteak.
Yeah,
it was very, I don't know, like,
it's seasoned well.
It was seasoned very well, and that olive oil just did something to that meat. I'm gonna tell you, like if I was to make cheesesteak at home now again, I'm definitely gonna do some olive oil with it, like just a little bit. He was like, he cooked it with a little bit. So that is where I do give them a lot of points. That chef that made that or whoever that cooked that did that, I give them a lot of points for it, because even talking about it, and it's been maybe about a week or earlier last week since we had it, but still talking about it, I remember the essence that it exhumed from that flavor. It's just something. It was just amazing. That's what I will say. Could have been more meat, at least not even double, but it should have been at least another 50% meat, I believe, for the price. That's another thing about Cheats, is that Cheats, you get a lot of meat. You get, that California sub is pretty much everything I named as far as what a basic Philly cheesesteak would be like. But you're also paying a few more dollars. But it's prime rib versus whatever meat they use. I didn't ask the chef what kind of meat they use. But it was a good quality meat. It wasn't a cheap meat. It wasn't like a Steakums. You know what I'm saying? It was still good meat, but it wasn't prime rib. And if it could have been, I don't think it was. But I don't think it was prime rib. It was like your typical cheesesteak, like your typical Philly meat, but that olive oil that he drizzled on it and the seasoning was perfect. I mean, how was yours? Because yours is different. You had the pepperoni and stuff, so how was that?
Yeah, again, it's called the Brooklyn, and pretty much it's just like a Philly cheesesteak. Like I said, they don't put, for whatever reason, green peppers in there. Philly cheesesteaks, but again, had the onions, the mushrooms, the bell peppers, and the pepperoni. And I mean, for something to be a little bit different, I enjoyed it. Again, seasoned well. Same thing he kept saying. I know y'all have probably heard him say, more meat 1,100 times, but
more meat. we like meat. When we eat meat, we want meat.
Yeah, because
I like bread too, but I like meat.
Because looking at it, and I got a picture, but looking at it, there is a little gap between the top of the bread.
There's a lot of gap. There ain't a little gap.
And where the meat sits.
When your sandwich is, if your Philly cheesesteak, and maybe they just call it a cheesesteak, because a true Philly cheesesteak, from everybody I know from Philly, actually has cheese whiz, not provolone, or it have provolone and cheese whiz. Which again, at Cheats, you can get a Philly cheesesteak with cheese whiz on it. I've had it that way before. I am a provolone guy. I do not like orange cheese that much unless I'm dipping nachos in it. He'll tell you, I don't even get orange cheese on my burgers. I don't even get cheese on my burgers unless it's from a certain place. I eat cheeseburgers, but 9 times out of 10, like if I get a burger, I don't want cheese on it. Whether it's Culver's, Cookout, wherever, I just get a burger with whatever I want on it. But we're not talking about burgers. But a true Philly cheesesteak has cheese whiz on it. I got a homie from Philly, and he used to always say that. He's like, yo, y'all don't have real Phillies down here, blah, blah, blah. And my family's from Philly. They say the same thing or whatever. But the California style is what they call it, with the lettuce, tomato, mayo. You got the onions and the provolone. Some places call it California style. That's the way I like it. But if we're going back to the meat, if your cheesesteak closes all the way up, like you see there's no space between my fingers, that's how that was when they brought it to us. If you can close it and you can't see anything coming out the top, you don't have enough meat on it. I don't care what anybody says. And that's the way it was. We literally could have cut the top half of the bun off long ways. Just then you would maybe be able to see the meat and the cheese in the bottom. I don't like a whole lot of cheese even when it comes to provolone, because cheese isn't all that great for you. Let's just be real. People like it because it tastes good or whatever, but cheese is hard to break down in your body. It's pretty much spoiled milk. So, on that note, sandwich was amazing.
Yeah,
it was good. Now, I'm not going to give it a 10 because I had to buy lettuce, tomato, maybe. But the young lady did.
But before you move on to the score, don't forget to talk about your zucchini fries.
No, I'm going to talk about that. I'm just talking about the sandwich right now. But the young lady did tell us what was on it. I just assumed that, tomato. It's basic. Like, I've never been somewhere and ordered a sandwich. But now I'm going to have it also. Maybe this is the second time I've been somewhere and got a cheesesteak and it didn't have it. I'm like, yo, where's the rest of my stuff? And it's like, oh, you didn't ask for that. That's why it's important to ask people what's on it or look at the menu to see what's on it. But we kind of went in there and was just like asking them for stuff, and then they was like, oh yeah, this is what's on it. So the cheesesteak, I will give it an 8.5, just the cheesesteak alone. For mine, I don't know how yours was. I
probably would honestly give it the same thing, and it's for the same. Again, you're going to hear meat 1,100 times.
We want the meat, Brooklyn.
Just for the lack of meat. If it still was the same for me, I don't have to have lettuce and tomato on any sandwich or my hoagie.
He get it to throw it off. Let's just keep it real. This man get lettuce, tomato, onion on the burger just like somebody.
I eat the onion.
And the lettuce, tomato come on, because it keeps it from being dry. Me,
it does.
I'm gonna eat it. Tomatoes aren't good for your body anyway, because they can be acidic. So,
but
honestly, it's not that good.
But to be honest, and maybe some of y'all might want to test it, I have said withhold, doesn't matter what the sandwich was. Whenever I have said withhold the lettuce and tomato, the sandwich is more dry. It doesn't matter if it's a hoagie, a hamburger, a chicken sandwich. I noticed it.
But this is the thing. The tomato, I think, will moisturize it because it's cut. But the lettuce isn't expelling water and moisture into the sandwich enough for you to be able to actually say, oh, the lettuce made it moist.
Well,
the tomato, yeah.
But I don't know what it is. But again, I can say
it's up here
from my experience. Because I've done it.
The tomato, I can see it being like making your sandwich a little more like less dry. But the lettuce, I don't know. I'll say 50-50.
It could depend
depend on what type of lettuce.
And I would say some places they keep their lettuce wet or moist sometimes.
Well, if you do have your lettuce wet, you need to put that thing in a salad shooter where you spin it and it's dry. Y'all should not be sending wet lettuce out on the table, especially on a burger and bread. In my opinion,
not like super wet. Like
yeah, but it shouldn't even be wet. It should be washed and then it should be spun to dry as much as possible. Also, it depends on the type of lettuce you get. So most restaurants, because y'all are being cheap, this isn't nothing in Brooklyn, but most of them are doing iceberg lettuce. Iceberg lettuce is not as nutritional as romaine. Me personally, I like romaine lettuce on mine. If I could choose, and I might just start asking certain places, yo, can I get some romaine on that?
Well, I will do romaine. Iceberg upsets my stomach. That's why I take in restaurant tomatoes.
Work over here, you like, oh. It's that iceberg, man.
Also, restaurant. I don't know what it is with restaurant tomatoes. I mean, I'm not a crazy tomato person, but something about restaurant tomatoes. I could do one from the store, be in my house, in my refrigerator. I don't know what it is.
I'm going to tell you what it is about restaurant tomatoes. With restaurants and fast food chains with tomatoes, unlike Brooklyn's, which is a mom and pop again, I believe they do their stuff fresh daily. Restaurants try to do, like when we were in banquets, they try to prep stuff the night before or too early in the day. So now, even the burger we just had, I know that so when you put a tomato with hot meat, it's going to cause it to not wither, but it pretty much cooks the tomato somewhere. And so it makes it look crazy or whatever. It's like partially cooked, partially raw. So I believe that's what ends up happening with tomatoes. And like you said, like with serve-safe applications, you can cut tomatoes and stuff, you label it, and then it has a certain shelf life. Me personally, I think they're tomatoes. Slice them according to order. Like, slice up a tomato, use it. Don't go and slice up 30 tomatoes and put them in a large container and tell people to pull it out. I get it, you gotta be quick or whatever and fast and on the fly, but fast food ain't fast food anymore. Stop trying to BS and have somebody cut up 1,000 tomatoes and just pull them out of a tub that's this big, that's 3 gallons. Stop doing that. Cut up 3 or 4 tomatoes and put them in the refrigerator or whatever container, have it in the ice container or whatever, in the cold storage or whatever. And when you notice that you're getting close to low, have one of the servers or somebody or the managers get out of your office and go cut some tomatoes up. The reason why I say that, where my wife works right now, she ain't even a manager. She's kind of a supervisor or whatever. And when I go in there, what is she doing? She's cooking fresh meat. She's cutting fresh vegetables. She does not have, but she's also got her certification, so she knows how things are supposed to be. That's another thing. And she cares. Let's be real. A lot of people don't care. Y'all don't care about how y'all sending us food out here. And that's why I say about Brooklyn, y'all care. Because, again, the way that meat was seasoned, as they say, chef's kiss. And that's why I wanted to speak to the chef. And honestly, if I had the cash at the time, I would have gave my man a $100 tip. Just for making me be able to talk about it the way I'm talking about it right now. So if you're in Mooresville, definitely go to Brooklyn's. I had the lasagna the other night. We'll talk about that some other time. But again, and it was ready in 10, 15 minutes. Amazing lasagna. Could have had double the bread. Would have been nice. So, like, I hate to be a picky guy, but I'm going to find something. If I don't find something wrong with your food or your service, then you are like 100 out of 10 type thing. And it's not that I'm looking for it, but I am a critic when it comes to food and stuff because we worked around it so long. Like, we know the ins and outs. We've been in restaurants. We've been in banquets. We know how food is supposed to be served, plated, taste, and all of that. How it's supposed to be kept, stored, and all that.
Y'all cut corners. I'm gonna say.
We know people cut corners. We seen it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't cut corners because we care. You treat it like you're gonna eat it. Treat it like you eat it.
Well,
That's, you know.
Well, the claim is just for a moment of random, and I've seen many restaurant owners say things are done to save money because there would be a higher, even though they still might waste food or have to throw out food. So when they're kind of reusing, even when it's down to coffee, I've heard they will,
Which is ridiculous.
They will stretch out coffee, or whatever left they'll give you. So say there's decaf left, and there's no more regular, and by a certain time, if they stop making coffee,
they're gonna put it in a regular pot.
Yeah, they're gonna put it in a regular pot.
That I kind of understand, but we're talking about the food side, y'all.
Food side.
Stop over prepping. You want to save on food? Do not over prep. It's that simple. You're trying to save time, like he was saying, because you're over prepping. Now you're wasting food. There's too many people in the world that can't eat like that. This is a whole nother like random thing, but seriously, like, stop over prepping. But let's move on to the other side of the food.
Well, real quick, what I was gonna say, I don't know about how y'all profit margin, but sometimes you might have to pay a little more to keep some people, because I'll say it still ain't right. But if you gotta do certain things because of a lack of a staff, or because you are like a super busy restaurant, or you got certain times, which I'm sure most of the places got certain times they get hit. I get it, because that's why y'all say y'all do it. But
prepare for the rush, but don't overly prepare.
Yeah.
And if people really love your food, if the quality's there, they're not going to care about waiting, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I have stood in line for 45 minutes to get a freaking funnel cake with a cheesecake on it. Because, one, my wife was pregnant, so I had to do it because that's what she wanted. And I do anything for my baby. Two, we knew that it was amazing because the lady that made it, Nadine's funnel cake, shout out to you.
And honestly, and I don't mean to cut them off, but honestly, we can tell when y'all actually cook it, rush it, and when you don't.
Yeah.
And that whole love thing too, is, because we are a food review, you can tell a difference when someone actually, it's like your energy goes into the food. You can tell when someone actually enjoys it, and that's probably because I remember when you talk to the cook, he seemed
they were scared.
but once they realized, it was all like, "Ooh, happy, joy."
Yeah.
But yeah,
I could tell he put extra effort into it.
Yeah, he was just kind of had that just by looking at him and his energy. So he obviously must enjoy it.
We could tell.
What he's doing.
We could tell he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So boom, you go ahead and talk about it. He had the mozzarella sticks, and let him talk about that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were pretty much mozzarella sticks. They come with a little side sauce, a marinara, whichever way you want to say it, sauce. And I haven't had any. That's why I ordered it, too. Just like I haven't had a Philly cheesesteak in a long time. That's why I chose to order Philly cheesesteak as well. And I mean, they're pretty much, to me, they were fried right. Were not overly fried.
They look like a nice golden brown.
Yeah, and they weren't like, what word I want to use? I'm not sure what word I want to use. Rubbery. They weren't rubbery at all. They had a good crisp to them. So they timed that just right. I'm sure it's probably on a timer when they drop things into the fryer. But that's pretty much what I have to say. You know, cheese, if you like mozzarella cheese sticks, they pretty much were good cheese sticks. I would probably rate them just because they got the crisp part right. They weren't overdone. They weren't underdone. And they still had a little, and I mean, I don't know if they actually make them, but, you know, they still had a little seasoning.
Yeah, it was like a little garnish or something.
To them. So I probably would give those probably around the same score. I would still say, I would think, what would make me give them a 10? I don't know what would make me give them a 10. I almost want to say maybe just because they got they fried them like just, when I say just right, like again, wasn't too crispy, wasn't rubbery, wasn't under crispy. It was like literally, like you said, a golden brown, just right. I might consider, if I wouldn't give those a 10, I'd at least give them a 9.
Okay. So I say the same about kind of like the zucchini fries. I love zucchini. I cook with it a lot when I usually do cook. I haven't been cooking a lot lately. But I love zucchini. But the key thing about zucchini or any other vegetable, when you're cooking it, sauteing it or whatever, it depending on what dish you're making, it has to be done just right. That was my first time having zucchini fries, I believe, and I will say that they were pretty good. Seasoned really good, breaded very good, and again, just like the mozzarella sticks, they were fried just right. The zucchini wasn't overly hard at all. It was like the perfect medium between tender and like the texture was perfect. It wasn't like super slimy, overly done. I could pick them up. They weren't breaking. They weren't too stiff when I was putting them into my mouth and actually biting them. It didn't have a snap to it. It had like the perfect texture as far as the way it was cooked. That also came with a side of some sort of sauce that they made. I'm assuming an in-house sauce. Excuse me. Sauce was an orange sauce that was flavored just right. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was good. It had a good flavor to it. Again, like I said, it was perfectly golden brown, and I loved everything about them. Another thing that I look for with stuff like mozzarella sticks and zucchini fries is how oily they are. I don't know how they had them in a basket or whatever, but they were not greasy at all. They were perfectly like, it was almost like they left them in a basket, but then they also pat them dry, maybe with some paper towel or something, or did something to it, but they were not oily at all. When things are too oily, it'll make my stomach sick or whatever because it's oil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I'm saying that for the
for the mozzarella sticks also.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
Sometimes you can look at mozzarella sticks or just regular fries, and you can see the grease dripping off of them. These were not like that. Either or were not like that. It was perfect. So for the zucchini fries, I'll give them a 9.5 out of 10. Almost a perfect 10. Only thing I think it maybe the sauce could have had the sauce was good. Maybe it could have been like, I don't know, a little something added to it or something. Again, it's going to be hard for me to give it a perfect 10. But very close, running close to a perfect 10 just because of all the other factors that I just named.
I will say this, and it's marinara sauce. So I'm going back to the dipping sauce. Probably one of the reasons why it's not a perfect 10, because it's like, y'all just period across the whole country don't be given enough sauce. You need more than one sauce.
And that's
or in a bigger container.
That's actually what I was gonna think. Like these little, I forgot. They're like, I don't know, little 5 ounces. It's like 5 ounces or something like that. Whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Those anybody. It's not just Brooklyn. Double that up for a single order. Anytime we go to another restaurant, we love to get chicken. So P.O. I always get extra sauce because the sauce is so freaking good. The hot sauce is hot. The garlic sauce is garlicky. But it's like, they don't give you enough. It's like, and I get it. Maybe it costs, but it's like, y'all, we're talking sauce. Mm-hmm. You can make a vat of sauce for literally pennies on a dollar.
I'll still never forget that time I went to Popeyes and I asked for extra black and ranch. And y'all's niece cousin, and I'm going to do just like she did it. That would be 50 cents. And she did it just like that, in that tone.
And I get why they charge, because in the past, people oversauced it. So you think about growing up as a kid, ketchup, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe throwing like a whole handful of ketchup in a bag for a small fry.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to understand, like, yeah, just like anything, if you're measuring a recipe, measure out how many packs of ketchup, whatever you're giving per order, that it's going to be needed for a type of thing. I get it. Some people like more sauce than others. But when it comes to a dipping sauce for stuff like mozzarella sticks or the zucchini fries, you should have enough to where I'm not digging around in it to get the last little bit out, is what I'm saying. Because the portion of the fried zucchini fries, nice portion, not too much, not too little. So again, I give them about a 9, 9.5, close to a 10, based off of presentation, texture, taste, and not having a ton of oil left on the fries. So, like he said, same thing with the mozzarella sticks.
And I believe it's 16 fries in the zucchini. I feel like we both had 8.
I don't know. I don't feel like I ate 16 of them.
No, we ate 8 and 8 because we split it. Well, excuse us for another. He had his own. But I know maybe it's what I ordered.
I don't know. I don't count them. I was just eating them. Whatever. Yeah. They were good. So, all in all, overall with the restaurant, and if you get drinks, obviously you're sitting down there, it's unlimited drinks. Yeah. I drank Gatorade or whatever just because I think we had just finished working out and stuff. Yeah. So I was trying to rehydrate.
And they have a direct soda fountain.
Yeah, they have a soda dispenser.
You walk up.
Sweet tea, unsweetened tea. Yeah. It's a pizza parlor. Yeah. Cleanliness wise, it wasn't. I think they were cleaning up when we got over there. Yeah. It could have been clean before we sat where we sat. I'm big on looking at stuff like that. At my wife's restaurant she works at, there's been a time or two that I walked in and dropped the girls off, and I have had to clean off a table for them to sit at, and or also just because I like clean area, I've wiped off like the trash can area. So I do look at stuff like that. But it's like a younger group of young ladies in there. Not giving an excuse, but I'm just saying. But the young lady did come over there and clean up everything right away. The bathrooms were clean as always. But yeah, pertaining to the food, great food, great atmosphere. Ninja Turtle style, baby, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I could eat pizza. I'm not a pizza fanatic, but because of the price point, and it's so easy. You can take pizza anywhere and everywhere. You can eat it hot, you can eat it cold. I'll eat it room temperature. I don't care. Like, I like pizza. I'm not going to say I'm in love with it, but I enjoy eating pizza, especially when it is a good homemade pizza. Not the commercial stuff, not the stuff that you had in elementary school that's a rectangle with the little dotted line on the back. Not that school stuff. We talking about mom and pop pizza. And at Brooklyn's, they have great pizza. That's what I will say about Brooklyn's. So we did a half pepperoni and a half cheese. I had the pepperoni, he had the cheese pizza. And then we also had the zucchini fries, which we talked about, prior. Again, let me just real quick recap on the zucchini fries. The flavor was good. The texture was great. The portion was also great. The only issue we had with it was it wasn't enough. Well, I had with it wasn't enough dipping sauce. It could have been double the sauce, which would have been, set it off, would have gave it a perfect 10. But another great thing about it was that they weren't oily. So again, they were cooked great and they weren't oily, and they tasted fantastic. A great substitute to your traditional fries, I would say. They're still fried. They're better than fried, so technically it's still a fried food, but it's not a starch. You're eating a vegetable that's fried. Yeah. So they were good. But on to the pizza. We've had pizza there, I'm sure, several times over the years or whatever. Yeah. But we're just not starting to do a review on it or whatever. So the pizza, honestly, pizza was great. You know what I'm saying? It was good. It was pepperoni and cheese pizza. I enjoyed it. It was not too much cheese or sauce. I think it was a perfect medium of the cheese and the sauce. The pepperonis on my end weren't overly done, weren't too underdone. They weren't too salty. Now, I don't know if they do their own pepperoni made in-house. Probably not, because, again, that would drive the price point up. I can't even remember the cost of it or whatever. No, I think for all of that was like maybe what? $38?
Probably around.
It was like $38 for a large pizza. I forget, it was like 16, 18 inches. An order of zucchini fries.
And they only do have one size, though, in their pizzas.
Yeah, and we had wings with it. So the pizza was good. Out of 10. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. 9.5 maybe. At the lowest, 8. I would say I wouldn't go any lower than 8, just because there wasn't something that really. And there's nothing that stood out to me to be like, oh man, I gotta go get another one of those tomorrow.
I mean, it's good.
It's good, but it's pizza.
Yeah.
You know, pizza. I'm not gonna say it can only be but so good, because I have had great pizza.
And I have had both great
and I've had
terrible.
Terrible, crappy pizza too. Like, how can you mess up pizza? Brooklyn, you did not mess up the pizza though. I will say that. So pizza was good. We'll definitely. Hell, we might get another one this week. I'm just gonna be honest. Pizza was good enough that I will go back. One thing I look at pizza too is the crust. Their crust wasn't like seemed like some places got the real fluffy crust. Some is like super thin and crunchy. This was kind of a medium in between. It was good. I do like a little bit fluffier, softer crust that's not as chewy, which could have a lot of different factors that could. Contribute to that. I don't know.
Yeah, actually,
it's a little chewy.
Now that I think about it, their crust is, or at least that particular pizza, the way they made it.
You need a jawbone workout. I mean, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like, oh my goodness, I gotta put water in my mouth. Like, yeah. But it was, I don't know, it was a little chewier than I would like.
But I guess I would have preferred that over hard and crunchy. Because I don't like it if it's too crunchy on the pizza end. Because sometimes I flip my pizza around, which I've heard that's the proper way to actually
crust first.
Crust first.
That sounds crazy because it's bigger. Like, why would you want to eat the little end at the end? It makes no sense.
Yeah. But I've heard you flip it around and you pretty much start with the crust.
But starting with the center, I think, is easy access. You know what I'm saying? Less work.
I don't know. Y'all, again, we always say comment, so let us know in the comments.
How do you eat your pizza?
How do you
crust
eat your
first
pizza? Or
crust at the end? Or do you eat the crust at all? Because my oldest daughter does not eat pizza crust unless if she eats it, it's a good crust. Yeah. It's rare, but sometimes she'll be like, "Can I have the crust?" I'm like, "Oh, you want the crust?" Most times she gives me the crust. Because daddy ain't wasting a dime, especially when it comes to food. But anyway, the pizza was good. Nothing incredibly amazing about it, but nothing horrible about it.
I mean, you will go back.
Yeah, you'll go back and get more pizza.
It's not like we're saying that, it's a one-time thing. No, it's convenient from where we stay. And
everything is.
Yeah, but it's not just that. Like, I will say when I do get a Brooklyn pizza, so far anything from Brooklyn pizza, I look forward to it. But it's not gonna be like he's saying, I gotta, I mean, and again, we're not saying Brooklyn if y'all see this, don't take it the wrong way.
No, he got good pizza. But there's nothing that makes you. So unlike the sub that we just talked about on the other food review, your sub stands out. There's no sub I've ever had like it as far as the flavor. With that olive oil touch, but we're talking about pizza right now. Mm-hmm. There's nothing that makes your pizza like just stand out. Where I'm like, I could put your pizza next to another pizza, and I probably couldn't pick out that it's your pizza. That's the best way for me to put it. But it's good pizza. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we're gonna get out of the pizza because it ain't turtle time anymore. Let's talk about the wings. We already discussed the zucchini fries. The wings. So on my end, the wings were good. I like them cooked the way they were cooked. I like my wings cooked hard. Great. Their wings weren't too big, weren't too small. I do not like huge wings. When you're getting out huge wings, it's too many steroids in the chicken. The way I see it. Some people are like, man, I want the big wings. Why? Because it look big? No. Give me a bunch of small wings. You know what I'm saying, or whatnot. It's like the wings that they had were like the veal of wings. You know what I'm saying? Veal is like a baby lamb or whatnot, and it's all tender or whatever. Yeah. So. I like my wings cooked the way that Brooklyn did them. They were cooked, I would say semi-hard. To me, they weren't like overly hard, but they were cooked good. I personally don't like juicy, like super crazy juicy wings. These weren't dry to me. The other side of it was that though, they don't have wings. I guess you could get them tossed in the sauce. You can. But they had the sauce on the side, which was fine. I will say, hands down, some of the best buffalo dipping sauce I have ever had. Definitely some of the best buffalo dipping sauce. It was, they had like the buffalo sauce pretty much basically is like Texas Pete or whatever hot sauce with butter. Literally, that's mostly what it is, pretty much, in most buffalo sauces. This one was very buttery. It was almost a creamy buffalo or whatnot. So when I would take my meat off the bone or whatever, because I take my meat off, and then I dip it into it, oh man, it was so daggone creamy, man. Had that nice, wasn't too hot, not too buffalo-y, wasn't not buffalo-y enough, if that's a word or whatever. So the sauce, I would definitely get a sauce like a 9.5, 10. Wings, same thing. Like, I think the wings, because, and I get it, people don't over season wings because they want it to be kind of, it's a basic thing. So I don't even know if they even had seasoning on them at all, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Like, you could season wings and they be good, but you could also season them and they're over seasoned, because then when you season them, it causes an actual flavor. So these wings, I would almost say, are a flavorless wing, but they still tasted great. They were great wings. And I have really just gotten into chicken wings. I know that I'm brown or whatever. And like, oh, y'all love chicken. Yeah, I do, but I'm a steak guy, for real. And when it comes to wings, I really wasn't into chicken wings like that up until maybe 2 years ago. Like, my wife, she get chicken, she eating the gristle and everything. And I'm just like, literally, I leave a little bit. She's like, "Are you wasting that chicken?" Well, I'll tell you what, with the Brooklyns, I pulled one of my wife's moves. I was hitting all them little bones off, man. Like, I was eating all, kind of like the wings we had last night at the cookout.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I give them wings like 9.5, 10, man. Like, straight up. Like, wings are good.
Yeah, yeah, they only have the buffalo, and I asked for it for the side because ever since I turned 30, and I'm way over 30 now, it's like I hit 30 and can't eat buffalo sauce anymore. Or it may depend. Which is why I always get buffalo to the side. But yeah, going back again with the whole frying and getting it just right, because I personally don't like if they're too crispy. Which is crazy because I may be one of the few people when it comes to like Domino's. I know Domino's bakes their wings. I prefer those over fried.
You can get extra baked though from Domino's. If I get Domino's, Papa John's the same thing.
Okay.
Like, I ask for my wings well done when I get them from them because they bake them.
Okay.
They don't have fryers.
But
so.
Yeah, but these were pretty much what Debonair, Donnell said. Pretty much fried good. Just like, again, so when I think about between the zucchini fries, the mozzarella sticks, and the wings, all those were fried.
Perfect.
Not over, yeah.
And the wings weren't greasy. Sorry to cut you off. They were not greasy, y'all. Again, if we get wings and there's grease on the napkin or the plate or whatever we're eating on, you didn't let them sit in the basket long enough. These wings were, it wasn't no grease on my mouth at all. It almost tastes like they cooked them in water. Fried them in water, which you can fry in water. People don't know, but you can fry wings in water. But, yeah, they were good, man.
Yeah, and I will say this,
and not breaded.
I don't know, but the size, now we talked about containers in our last video for the dipping sauce. This one was a little bit bigger.
For the dipping, yeah, the buffalo sauce was it was like a step up. So if the first sauce was like a 5 ounce, this was like an 8.
Yeah.
It wasn't a 10, but it was a step up. So if y'all do that with your zucchini fried dipping sauce, put it in the same one as a buffalo, I think we got a winner. I think I'm going to give you zucchini fries a 10 out of 10 then. But
same thing with the mozzarella.
Yeah, with the mozzarella sauce too. Like, so pretty much, y'all, get rid of those tiny containers, man. The super small ones. The super small ones are good for like pepper flakes and Parmesan cheese, because I think you had pepper flakes with the pizza or whatever. Those little bitty ones are good for pepper flakes because you don't need a lot of pepper flakes.
Yeah.
And when it comes to sauce, man, we want to get saucy. You know what I'm saying? Come on, like, sauce us up. Like, we want that sauce. Yeah, but I enjoyed the wings. I enjoyed the pizza. I literally had 2 slices because we split it, so we both had 4 slices each. Ate 2 that night. The next day, I took 1 slice for my little break at work, and then I even saved the other slice for the next day just to take to work. So, a 3-day-old slice of pizza that I didn't even heat up was still just as good as it was the very first day. So, pizza was great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Again, nothing too crazy for me to be like, you know, I'm definitely going there versus somewhere else. Because, like, I might try another pizza spot this week instead of going to Brooklyn's just so we can do a different restaurant review. Because we're trying to provide content for y'all. So, we want to give you the lowdown. So, again, this is Brooklyn's Pizza in Mooresville, North Carolina. Brooklyn, it's Brooklyn Boys.
No, it's Brooklyn's.
It's Brooklyn's?
Yeah, it's just Brooklyn's.
Okay, all right. Because there's a Brooklyn's Boys, and a Brooklyn's something else that's up here in the area, but we're talking about Brooklyn's Pizza. Yeah. Off near Morrison Plantation. That's what we're saying.
And I think I said in the last video, but I feel like I can't remember if the zucchini comes in sizes, because I know, just because I counted them, so I know there was 16, because we split.
He counted zucchini.
Well, because we split everything down the middle, and I actually wanted it to be equal, so even with the wings, you know, we got...
You didn't give me an equal chicken sandwich the other day.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I made sure that
I was like, dang.
Yes, I did.
Damn, the bread was like that little.
But yes, I did. But anyway,
finders keepers.
There's all this is making me forgetting what I'm saying, y'all, with this over here. Because it was going to be about, was it wings? Oh yeah, and it's 10, and then the wings. You know, you can get 10, you can get 20, because asked about the size of the wings. Or I should say how many you get. So we had 10 wings split up, each 5, and they also do even. Because this might be important to some of y'all.
Yeah, even numbers in the orders.
They do even like with the wings.
Oh yeah,
between
flats.
Flats or fat part, more meaty part, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever
the flats and the drums. There were 5 flats, 5 drums. Yeah. I'll say if you're gonna order wings, man, just go ahead and get 20 piece. Get your 20 piece. Because they're that good. I mean, and I'm sure if we had extra the next day, they would have been just as good next day. But we obviously we smashed some wings, like straight up. So
yeah,
I like now. I love flats, but I probably would have ate their drums and been fine with it. Again, I'm a texture person with some things, and theirs will cook just right. You know, some people can fry wings, and they're fried like just enough to cook it. They literally meats have to be up to a certain temperature before you can serve it, safe serve or whatever. No, I'm like, let it get up to a higher temperature. I want that bone, when I get that meat off that bone need to be looking white. You know what I'm saying? Need to be looking dry.
Not
and
pink.
White. Cook that. Yeah, I don't want to get no pink bone. I want that bone to be dang near dry where you're like, okay, it cooks straight to the bone. You know what I'm saying? If I bite into that chicken and it's pink, I don't care about it. Like, well, the internal temperature's correct. No, nobody wants to. I don't want no slight pink in my chicken at all. I don't want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get no red wings. I'm good. You feel me? I don't want salmonella. I'm good. Cook the chicken all the way. But
yeah, he ain't wrong.
For real. For us anyway. For us brown folks, we want to cook. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep it real.
Depending where it's from, I'll take my beef medium well.
Yeah, beef is different, but chicken.
Yeah, chicken needs to be cooked.
Beef is different because people think there's blood in beef and it ain't blood. I forgot what they call it because my friend was like, "This isn't blood. It's something else." Call it what you want to call it. Yeah, I think it's bloody, but I mean, I can do a little pink in a steak. Chicken. Do not give me because I still work there. He used to, I'm not going to say the person's name, but they do something called barbecue. And that chicken had everybody on the toilet. That's all I'm going to say about that, because it's like, dude, this ain't where you from. Cook the chicken. Cook it. Shouldn't be it's juicy. Nah, that ain't juicy.
That's what you talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Them burgers weren't even cooked.
I know. It's like, cook the meat. Why are people so scared to cook the meat? I get it. If you want your meat like that, eat it like that.
Hold on. Again, it's going back like I said in the last review. Russian. I know part of why they were doing
I know why that was too. But also because that individual, that's how they eat their stuff out there where they from. That's what he was talking about. They vampires. That's all it is too. They vampires.
But again, just for another moment of random, it was for everybody on the job when they would cook on the grill, that once or twice a month. But I do think part of the issue was because he was rushing, trying to get.
And we don't know why, because he ain't doing shit. But anyway.
Just to get everybody, just to get everybody fed.
They were supposed to cook this past week. Somebody, oh, we missed it. I said, oh, darn. Like, yo, get some takeout.
So
call Brooklyn's. Get some real chicken.
So sometimes, y'all, it's better for you to wait.
Yeah. So with that being said, like I said, like I don't really have anything else to say about this. Pizza was this was about the pizza, yeah. Pizza was great.
Wings were great.
Wings were great. I love the wings. Again, the zucchini fries were excelente. They were perfecto.
I would probably give the wings, for me, actually for them just to be wings with no sauce. If I didn't say it, I may have said
no sauce and no seasoning.
Yeah. And I may have said this again. So unfortunately, for whatever reason, Brooklyn only has, and you can get it tossed, or to the side, the buffalo sauce.
That's the thing, they didn't have flavors.
Yeah, they didn't have flavors.
So that's what they kind of,
yeah.
You lose a point for that, at least a point.
Yeah.
But if you had like some garlic parmesan, honey barbecue, this is what I'm saying, these are basic flavors.
Yeah.
Buffalo, garlic parmesan, honey barbecue, or just barbecue or whatever. Like, come on, y'all. This is 2025. Have some options. And these are sauces. This isn't anything that's going to change your food costs that much. We're talking sauces. If you had to go and buy some Sweet Baby Ray's sauce at the Harris Teeter next door to do barbecue wings with, that's a bottle of sauce. We're talking about a couple dollars that can get you a cup, probably 5 or 10 orders worth of wings out the door or whatever, especially with the amount of sauce that y'all was giving out. I know it'll stretch. That'll up your game a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But by you being mom and pop, I know you probably want to make your sauces fresh. I mean, I would just partner with a company like Sweet Baby Ray's or somebody like that, and somebody that has multiple sauces, and say, hey, let us get a good deal. We'll put a sign up, man, you'll get a killer deal on sauces or whatever. Then you can go ahead and look into possibly doing some expansion and stuff like that. Possibly start a pizza chain. And if you do that, you holler at us, because we want to buy a location. We know exactly where to put one right now. But yeah, overall, I mean, they still get a good grade. I give you a grade A. Overall, pizza was good, nothing too special. Wings were good. For the wings to be plain wings, for them to be plain, I give you a 10 on some plain wings. For them to taste that good, I give you, you got a 10 on the wings. Again, zucchini fries 9.5. Got to give it to you or whatever, because the sauce proportion or whatever. Pizza 9, 10, 9.5, or whatever. I give you a 9.
Like the pizza, maybe an 8.5.
I was gonna kind of say 8.5 too, but I'm trying to be generous because I like it.
And it ain't nothing wrong. It's not. So don't be discouraged by not getting 10s, because I already know I'm going back.
But your customer service is awesome. I will say that. There's a young man that works at the to-go area. Shout out to you. I do not know your name, but every time I go, you always are excited. You have a great attitude, smiling face. There's another young lady, a little shorter young lady that's the same way, real bubbly. The young man always tells me, have a great night, or if I always say have a blessed day or blessed night. He always says thanks. You too. So I look at stuff like that too, and that's why I'm giving you a little bit higher score on the pizza, just for customer service and attitude, the atmosphere alone. Man, y'all are awesome. Like, if y'all are all related, man, your mom and dad, shout out to them, or whoever, you know what I'm saying? Even if you're not related, shout out to your parents, because y'all some very respectable young men and young women in there for you, the age. You look like you're maybe high school age, most of you. Y'all are being raised right. So, again, shout out to the parents of the kids that work at Brooklyn Pizza. I appreciate you, bringing nice young men and women into this world, because I'm a father myself, and I know it's not an easy job or whatnot. So it's proof.
In customer service.
Yeah, your customer service, they're great, regardless.
When I say that, especially I've been on that end where y'all have been, and dealing with people, it can be challenging, and I will say that as well. Anytime I have gone in there, it has honestly been welcoming. Most of the time I I shouldn't say dash, do pickup order and go. We did bring this home on our Part 1 review. We did eat
inside the restaurant.
Inside the restaurant.
And we've eaten inside before with my kids, so man, it's not.
And like I said, y'all are cool, especially when them little rowdy two little. He wasn't with me. Knuckleheads was up in there playing with the ice machine. Like y'all kept y'all composure very well. Because that was like, if you don't get these two rascals the F up out of her. So, yeah. So I will, like he said, that is very important. So that might jack my scores up. But I'll say overall, I will give y'all a solid 9 overall.
Yeah, overall, I'll give you a 9. For, we would average it out, which is still pretty high rating. We don't really do it. If you get a bad rating from us, like, you're a pretty crappy restaurant. But anyway, not going to talk about this any longer because we got another episode to shoot. So again, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell wherever it is on the YouTube page, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments, and please comment. We want to know how do you like your pizza? How do you eat your pizza? You eat the triangle part first or you eat the back part of the wedge first? Leave your comments, below.
Also, let us know which part of the wing do you prefer.
Yeah, you like flats or you like drums? Do you like buffalo, plain, honey barbecue, whatever? Like, what's your favorite flavor?
Blue cheese, ranch.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah, so remember to email us at the number 2, geeksandnerdpro@gmail.com for any questions, concerns, or comments, or any suggestions on another place we might need to eat. Because, y'all, it's tons of places. Let us know where you want to see us do our next review on. Until next time, we appreciate you. We are the geeks. You are the nerds. We are the nerdies. Peace.